Hey everybody, Scott Spreitzer here from DocSports.com. It is Monday, May 21st. Free pick coming up in just a bit. Real quick note, if you have yet to become a member at DocSports.com, you can do so by clicking on the link below the video. Set yourself up for a free $60 account, DocSports.com. It's where I release all my premium plays exclusively. Again, DocSports.com. Free pick in a bit. We cashed yesterday's free pick with the Golden State Warriors in the first quarter, laying the short points, about 3, and that one over the Houston Rockets. We'll get to the free pick in just a minute. First, wanted to talk a little bit. As you can see, got the shirt on, Vegas Golden Knights, and to say that we've been celebrating in Las Vegas the Western Conference Finals Championship with this incredible group of guys, both players and the coaching staff, is the understatement of the year. What an outstanding series. They lose game 1 in Winnipeg. They win the next 4 games. Moving on to take on the winner of the Tampa Bay Washington Capitals not contest, but series. Caps right now laying about $1.25, $1.30 on Monday night. Tampa Bay up 3-2, and could close it out if they get the victory on the road. But again, we've just been celebrated in Vegas, guys, and what an amazing season after what we went through with that tragedy back on October 1st, and seeing this team capture the heart of Las Vegas and unite this city has been incredible. I was at the home opener way back in October. Very emotional situation as they recognized a lot of the first responders. And it's just been one amazing night after another with this hockey team. As far as the betting angle of it, a lot of reports out there about, the liability of some books that Vegas would go on to win the Stanley Cup. And here's what we can tell you. Jay Kornegay over at the Westgate Superbook in Las Vegas reported Sunday night that they have about mid-6 figures liability on the Vegas Golden Knights if they win the Stanley Cup. And he said, but, no biggie basically is, and of course I'm paraphrasing, but basically is what he said on his Twitter feed on Sunday night. But mid-6 figures liability at the Westgate Superbook, according to Jay. I was talking to a rep from CGT Sportsbooks a few days ago, and he told me that they were actually a little shy of 6 figures, around 80 or 90,000 as far as liability was concerned if Vegas would go on to win the Stanley Cup. So no biggie for them at all. One book reportedly, kind of evened out what they had taken as far as liability by putting a yes-no prop. Would they win or not the Stanley Cup Finals? And that was a few months ago. So they were able to get out from underneath it. But there is one book, rumored at least, over at William Hill Sportsbooks, that, again, the rumors going around Vegas is that they have 7-figure liability if the Golden Knights go on to win the Stanley Cup Finals. Just some interesting notes there, and we'll report on that as we get closer to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals and into the Finals. And again, Tampa Bay can advance, which would be an interesting matchup in the Stanley Cup Finals, because Tampa Bay would be probably the first team in the playoffs, not probably, but would be the first team in the playoffs that Vegas would face that would be equal as far as skateability, if you will. The quickness on the skates of Tampa Bay, certainly not an advantage there for Vegas like it has been through the first 3 opponents out west. So, those in Vegas who are rooting for a Golden Knights victory, a lot of people out here that I talked to rooting for Washington to come back and win that Eastern Conference Finals, noting that Washington not quite the same as far as what they can do with their skates as Tampa Bay. But boy, that'd be a tremendous finals between the Lightning and the Golden Knights. Quick, paced hockey up and down the ice. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Anyway, again, the Caps laying about $1.25 to $1.30 on Monday, Game 6. And, of course, they are at home. Wanted to mention real quickly that the early mover in Major League Baseball won yesterday. That was the LA Dodgers as they go into the nation's capital and have their way with the Nats. They got the victory on Sunday. So those early movers that we reported on for Sunday morning's overnight video, they actually got the win with the Dodgers in that particular contest. NBA, we had a nice weekend in the NBA. We ended up 3-0 with our premium plays at DocSports.com. As you know, over at DocSports, we cashed first quarter and first half with the Cavaliers on Saturday. We came back full game and cashed with the Golden State Warriors with our premium play, a 5-unit play over at Doc Sports. Had the free pick here on the Golden State Warriors in the first quarter. They outscored Houston 8-0 to wrap up that first quarter, 23-22. At one point, end up covering the spread, the first quarter spread, as they went into the second quarter with that 31-22 lead. As far as what the lines are right now, as I'm checking out my screen, Cleveland opened as high as 7 and a couple of offshores. In their next game, they're basically 6.5 everywhere. Although I do see, by the way, one offshore book that's kind of creeping up as far as the juice is concerned. They're up to 6.5, minus $1.14, minus $1.15 with Cleveland. Total 206.5. And as we mentioned, of course, the Warriors crushing Houston on Sunday. That's 2 out of 3 games now that they've just owned the Houston Rockets and really made James Harden look bad on the defensive end. No real shocker there. They are now an 8.5-point favorite as Golden State for Game 3 on Tuesday at home against Houston. They're as high now as minus 1,000 to win the Western Conference Finals. Boston's still a short series favorite over in the East, laying about $1.20. We do have a premium play over at DocSports.com for Monday's NBA. Early baseball movers for Monday short card. Miami going to go with Elieser Hernandez, getting some early action down to about $1.13 underdog or so. They opened anywhere from 10 to 20 cents higher than that. As far as a dog is concerned in Miami, depending on which shop you use. But I got about 15 books on my screen in front of me. And again, about 10 to 20 cents have come off of that price. The Mets, of course, open the favorite, Vargas on the mound. As far as Hernandez is concerned, by the way, he's a 23-year-old righty. He just turned 23 in early May, and he might not get a lot of innings. It is his second start. He's had a couple of the relief efforts to go with that. His first start only threw 75 pitches, lasted 5 innings, looked pretty good. But, Miami right now going through this situation where they're got a lot of these guys on inning and pitch counts when it comes to their starting pitchers, so we'll see how deep he goes into this game. And as far as Vargas, I get why the early movement is against Vargas and against the Mets at this price. He's been a disaster in his last 4 starts. He's given up 25 earned runs. How about 43 base runners allowed in just 16 1/3 innings pitched? So you can see why the early movement has gone on Miami in this game for Monday. Also, Arizona and Greinke, they've received a little bounce at the books over Milwaukee and Chase Anderson for Monday's card. But the problem for me with backing Arizona, not that I don't think Greinke can pitch well in this particular game, they're on this horrible 1-10 slide. And look at what they've done on offense. They've scored a grand total of 22 runs in their last 11 games. Even the one win in their last 11, and it was a 2-1 win. They only scored 2 runs in that one. So tough to back the Snakes right now. But man, Milwaukee off that tough situation. They had a 10-game, 11-day road trip, and this will be their first day back in their home digs. I don't want a piece of them either. Free pick in baseball in just a second. Again, I want to mention if you've yet to sign up for a membership account over at DocSports.com, click on the link below. Get that free $60 account on Monday. Again, just by clicking on the link below. Free pick, the Baltimore Orioles minus about $1.10 to $1.15 on the road over the White Sox. That's going to be Cashner against Santiago. Baltimore just pounding right now, pounding southpaws, averaging over 5 runs per game. And when you deal with Santiago, you're talking about a guy who gives, well, at least recently, he's allowed more walks than he has strikeouts. You look at his last 13 innings pitched, which, believe it or not, as I'm looking at my sheet here, 13 innings pitched over his last few games, and he's got 12 walks, only 9 strikeouts. That's just not good stuff, and obviously you get caught when you're a pitcher doing that kind of stuff. I like Cashner a little bit better than I do like Santiago in this matchup. The bats for the Orioles a little bit better. As I mentioned, they hit the southpaws real well. Pins are about the same. So I think that $1.10 to $1.15 favorite for Baltimore, I think that's a fair price. And they are our free pick here. We'll go against against Santiago and against the White Sox. We'll back Baltimore, land about $1.10 to $1.15. Hey, great Sunday for us. Premium plays at DocSports.com. We went 2-0 in Major League Baseball. We cashed our lone play in the NBA with the Golden State Warriors. Picked up 11 units in one day on Sunday over at DocSports.com. Be sure to check out what we got going on Monday. Baseball, at least one play that we're going to be involved in, and also the NBA. Again, the play's available at DocSports.com. You know what to do on Monday. Put your Monday in the win column, and we'll be right back here Tuesday by 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific. We'll talk to you then. Best of luck on Monday's card.